Hello everybody, this is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, and once again we are back with Projekt Severovo. I know, we've missed you. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes, because there is no way I can recap anything that's really happened in this series. All
Where
three
the
of
fuck
you
even were we?
all three of you are standing in front of the door to the hopper wing. It is slowly cracking open on its own after the keypad is now green. What do you do?
Trying to remember where, trying
And-
to get my head back in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We'd gone
kinda
up onto the
looking.
roof,
Mm-hmm.
and we found out they have like a shuttle up to their fucking space station full of
Yep.
servers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to go out the front door, and there was nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went up to the roof, there was stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it was just because Mike didn't want us to go out that way.
Gary had a encounter in a library.
Yes, but when we tried to go in there, it was just empty void that's tried to speak to our souls.
You know,
Speak to my ears, not my soul, please.
it was actually the silence that was the most uncomfortable thing.
That's the
It's
thing,
not the
Bert.
screaming bird.
It's the silence.
It's the silence.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
We're all the same
but yeah.
walking meme generator.
You fucked around the Newman wing for a little bit, learning about the projects that were there.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? You guys did not find the code to the keypad. The door just started to open on its own after you had a little bit of a revelation with Malice.
Yeah, the fourth wall was never there to begin with.
Nope. So,
Fourth walls are for weaklings.
right? So, what do you do? Who's heading up the group? What do they do?
I think.
I guess the person with the
Did-
shotgun that's afraid of the moon can go first.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, did Persona get his shotgun back?
Yes. Persona, you are also able to speak again.
Thank fucking God. I forgot I could speak. I forgot I was mute.
Yeah.
Deaf, mute, and blind. The three of us would have made quite the pair. Trio.
I was about to say, thank you for correcting yourself.
Well, between the three of us, there are like 4 brain cells, so... Anyways, yeah, he will cautiously point the barrel, point the barrel towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly creak open that door.
Okay. You open the door, and you see inside the hopper wing a large carpeted room with slightly soured yellow carpet, stains, and cigarette butts on it. The room smells musty. You see dark outlines of where there were once desks and chairs. The ceiling fan lazily drifts, not by any power, but just by the natural breeze within the room. And, on top of that, the very end of the room, you see an elevator.
Alright, so... This isn't the room we were seeing in the cameras, obviously.
No.
Kind of looks back to the other two and goes, I think the room's empty? Question mark? And then he's gonna go over to where the, like, you know, the imprint of one of the desks would be and, like, pokes around it. They're not invisible desks?
No.
Okay. And then he's like,
Well, Mr. GM, you know what the first thing you do in a Call of Cthulhu game is when you walk into a new room?
You roll perception?
Yeah, oh my god,
Not hidden?
they changed everything. The
Oh,
character
really?
sheets,
What?
they're different. I
No.
don't like it.
No, please don't. Oh no, the humanity!
Mm.
What even is all this?
This actually looks a bit better.
I
Also, it looks just about fine. Like looks
Looks
about the same,
better.
just slightly updated. Wow.
Jesus.
You just got it.
uh
Mm.
listen check okay?
Yeah.
Should we
How'd I
stop
do?
and listen?
Ooh.
Mm. Only if you're collaborating.
I mean, we kind of are together.
Yeah. Okay. For the spot, Ian, you
Damn it. Give me
you
two.
look around the you look around the room and you don't necessarily see anything that sticks out, but you know whenever you feel like you're catching something from the corner of your eye, you're getting that feeling. Persona, you're hearing just the lightest crackle of some sort of static.
Oh, this motherfucker. Looking around. All right. You have us in this room. I can hear you. Want to show yourself?
The static fades off into silence.
Just because you've stopped doesn't mean you're not here anymore.
There's no response.
Is this poking the bear? I feel like this is poking the bear.
Well, I don't recommend poking bears.
Yeah,
But,
Jonathan, what are you up to?
Probably taking a look, see. I don't have a shotgun, so I'm not gonna try and prod too close or prod too far, you
Right.
know. Will's. Hmm. Is there anything of note, particularly? I don't know how to phrase that. With that, I don't know.
You do feel a vibrating because you're holding the V&D unit, right?
Yeah.
You feel a light vibrating coming from wherever you're holding the V&D unit.
I guess I'll grab that.
It is lightly vibrating, and it smells slightly like iron.
Um, hmm. I don't suppose that's a good thing.
Don't ask me. I don't fucking know.
Mike, in my experience, would this be a good thing?
So, yeah, you didn't work with the V&D unit, remember? You're not entirely sure what it is.
Ah, that's right. That's right. So that's about to blow up and kill us, or it's about to do some really cool stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Just hoping.
It's actually just a soft serve dispenser. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you tell anybody?
I mean, probably not explicitly, but I'll probably note that it's more along the lines of like weird, confused noises.
Hmm.
You know?
The
Yeah,
confused John Travolta.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys look back for a second and realize, yeah, the V&D is lightly vibrating. Smells like pennies.
I smell pennies.
I'm not having a stroke, am I?
Trying to think.
Smells like iron, doesn't taste like it.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
So if it's vibrating here, is this basically a game of hot and cold? What happens if you bring it into another part of the room?
It's a very good question.
Okay.
Mike, I'm
Yeah.
gonna treat it like a Geiger meter, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. You move it around the room, and as you kind of move it, the only thing you notice is it vibrates slightly more violently as you get towards the elevator.
So either that means that that's somewhere we should definitely go, or definitely never go.
I'm glad that it's so black and white with you.
Hmm.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
We
You're
should either go there immediately or never, and I don't know which one.
Should we figure it out?
Well, the only way to figure it out is to go there, because only then will we be right or wrong. So
True.
let's go, he says, stepping over towards the elevator, I guess.
Yeah. You walk up to the elevator. You open the elevator. You see that there is a body with several gunshots in the elevator. Old body. You know. Um, Similar to the rest of the bodies you've seen here. But otherwise, the elevator is clear.
That's good, I think.
Don't like
Means
this.
there's no. I mean, me neither. However, it appears as though there's no immediate threats. So, I mean, Geronimo? Question mark.
What's the worst that could happen, I suppose?
Not getting anything out here.
Okay. So y'all pack into the elevator.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. What
And-
else can we do?
Keep in mind, this elevator smells gross. Like
I
it
would assume
smells.
so, with Fred stinking it up.
Yeah. No. It smells musty as fuck in here.
Yeah. By the
Um,
way, his name is
oh, go
Fred
ahead.
now.
His name's Fred now. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what
Um,
it was, but it's now Fred.
Yeah. So in front of you, you see that there are two buttons. There's a 1 and there's a 2.
Okay. Is there any indicator as to which one we're on?
The 1 button is lit up.
Okay. I didn't know if we were secretly on a second floor or something, Right? It's possible.
Yeah.
I guess we're pushing the 2 button, guys.
Okay. You press the 2 button. The doors close. The elevator slightly lurches downward. And you go down for what feels about 10 minutes. The whole time, just you feel uneasy. I mean, like, you felt uneasy this whole time, I'm sure. But
yes.
you just feel uneasy, especially in here. Finally, the door opens. It opens to a largely empty room with 2 desks in it and a yellow moldering carpet covered in stains and cigarette butts.
I see.
Guess they didn't realize smoking kills. Haha.
And there
That
is a
was very
ceiling fan that
unfunny.
is listlessly traveling. Not because of any power, but only because of the air pressure in the room.
Alrighty. Let's see.
And across
So-
from you guys, there is an elevator.
I guess. I
Well,
guess
what
we
does the
check-
V&D do when we bring it towards that elevator?
The VND at this point is vibrating about as much as a cell phone receiving a call. As you kind of bring it towards that elevator, it starts to get to the point where like holding it is kind of like holding I don't know what a good example would be. It vibrates more violently, but like not like crazy. Like a massager.
Ooh, I like massagers.
Yeah, however, the V&D is not exactly
In a pleasant,
comfortable.
yeah, it's not quite as pleasantly shaped,
No, exactly. It's kind of just a
Yeah.
box.
and it's made of metal. So
Yeah.
Don't
Um,
take shame.
Yeah, you're
you know
starting
what?
to,
You're
by
not
the
wrong.
way,
I know.
smell the smell of burnt hair.
Burnt hair,
Uh-huh.
delicious.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that it's not happy.
Eh.
Has anything we've come across since we've gotten here been happy?
I mean, not particularly, but nothing's been overly unhappy yet.
He's not technically wrong.
Yet is still a very good, strong, operant word.
You know what? That's very fair. I think, though, that if a metal box is the first thing that's unhappy at us, we're probably doing fairly well. Maybe.
But yeah, so in this room, there is an elevator and 2 desks.
Another elevator? Not the
Mhm.
one we're in?
Yes.
Well, actually, you look back at the one that you're in after, or the one that you were in after you step out, and it is gone.
Oh,
Of course.
Disappearing elevators.
mean-
What else could go wrong?
I mean, yeah. You know what else would you expect?
Hey, Mr. DM, you know those desks?
Mm-hmm.
I did it again.
You know, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to see that there are computers on these desks. And one of them even has its screen on.
Oh.
An old flickering CRT, decades
Mom?
behind the technology that you would expect.
Shh. Mom, when I grow up, I want to be a rocket surgeon.
Oh yeah,
You mean a
dude.
brain scientist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, one of those too.
Yeah.
I used to hear that a lot from my band teacher. It's not rocket surgery.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Anyways, but
the CRT monitor, is it displaying anything? Like,
Mhm.
obviously it's on. What on it, though?
It's
What
displaying
do-
some it's displaying some sort of old operating system, and there is a flashing red text box on a blue background.
Yeah.
In like plain text sort of font. That says Subnet Reality Shift Delta 5.0 Submersive Realignment Lane.
hey, that sounds like the IBM software I was working
Okay,
with today.
say that again
Says
a little slower.
okay. It says Subnet Reality Shift Delta 5.0 Submersive Realignment Lane.
Okay, I tried to take like the first letter out of everything, but that didn't turn into anything.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it would.
Yeah, and that message is just flashing on this monitor.
Are there any command prompts for it?
There's a keyboard in front of it. No mouse, but there is a keyboard.
There's just
I
one,
mean,
or
yeah.
is there two? Does both desks have? Do both desks have one?
The second desk has a computer on it. It does not appear to be on.
Well, Angostura is going to go to the second one, and kind of jiggle the mouse, see if it's
There is no mouse.
asleep. Oh,
I was gonna say.
got a power
Oh.
button.
Make me. No, you don't have to make a roll for this. You look around and you see that there is a power there. Like it looks like the power cord to the CRT is unplugged.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plug it back in.
Okay. You plug it in and you hear the whirring of the computer start up. You hear several beeps come from inside the monitor. That appear to be some kind. Well, Jonathan, you instantly recognize it. It's beep code. And the monitor turns on. And it says, the monitor has a similar message that's flashing on a red or that's yellow text on a red text box over a blue background, and it says codec realignment augmentation under severe reconstruction protocol.
And
Weird.
both of these have no mouse.
Yeah, neither of them have a mouse.
Do both of
Uh,
them have a keyboard?
Both of them have a keyboard. Jonathan, these look
That's fine.
like these. You don't have to make a roll for these. These look like old like pet style computers. Before mice were even really a like mainstream thing.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
And
I
back
can-
whenever computers were all-in-ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We're
I
all
can work.
computers.
I can work today's computers without a mouse.
Mhm.
So that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Mars ain't a problem. If there's not a keyboard though,
Right.
that's where we start getting into issues. But yeah,
And Ian, as you're kind of looking around, kind of looking at this computer, you notice that one of these desks has like a bike lock on it.
In like on the computer case?
No, it's on the it's on the desk itself. Like there's like a latch that the bike lock latches onto. It's locking one of the drawers.
Probably point it out and be like, "Well, I'm not the master of lockpicking."
Ha!
I don't get the reference.
That's a reference.
Oh no! I get the
Mm.
reference.
Oh.
Persona
Oh,
doesn't get
okay.
the reference.
No, I get you.
Poor Joe. Anyway,
Generally,
Just-
that's an invitation to include me on the joke, but okay.
It's nothing important considering current circumstances. In fact, it'd be a little too eerie to consider it part of current circumstances. An evil
That-
corporation doing some shady stuff involving monsters. At least we're not in a mansion.
I mean, we haven't
That's
really
true.
met many monsters yet.
More than one is still too many.
I think one is many. Not too many, but many.
He still motions for you to look at the look at this lock.
I can lockpick. I think I can lockpick. Hold on. Can I lockpick? Mike probably knows better than I do at this point.
You might be able to.
God, where would it even fucking be in this?
Locksmith is down under language for some reason.
Is it?
It's the language of
It
It
locks.
is, and I do have a 50 in locksmith.
Do
By
it.
the way, what is this lock even locking? Like the drawer? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's locking the drawer. Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I look at it and go, "Oh, that's a master lock. Hold on."
Yeah. No, you like super easily just like fucking you super easily just fucking shim the lock. The thing pops open. And yeah, so you have the drawer unlocked.
Let's take a little look-see. Maybe we'll find some mice.
Okay. So you open the drawer
Mhm.
and it's not at all what you expect. You
My
see like
expectations are so low at this point. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
well, I don't think anyone expects to see a layer of like slightly damp kind of fleshy material, just maybe a millimeter thick, lining the bottom of a drawer.
Hmm.
I like it.
I agree.
And a Persona would probably look at this and go, "Nope, nope." The hands up. Nope. Done. Done. I'm gonna be over the other computer. Just Hey, you need any help over here moving to the other computer? Nope. Nope. Done. Nope.
Yikes.
Nope. Can't do it. You have fun. You have fun, Ian. Not.
By the way, Jonathan, you feel as soon as that drawer opens, not only does the V&D start to like whir in vibration, but you also hear a slight like clicking noise coming from it. Almost like a bad hard drive.
That's not disconcerting at all. I hope that this is entirely circumstantial and that these things are not connected.
Yeah.
Would you believe me if I said I don't believe in coincidences?
I would definitely believe you. I'm gonna have to do something about it, I think.
Probably.
I don't know what off the top of my head.
Would
Why
you
don't you
like to
put it in
examine
the
the drawer
drawer?
closer?
Yes.
So, Persona opened the drawer and then looked in and immediately went, "Nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here." So he didn't
Yeah.
really catch the finer points of this drawer. Inside, there is a slight indent, roughly the size of the V&D, and pulling the drawer all the way out, you see that there is some sort of fleshy, like, tendon or something along those lines that seems to have a standard Cat5 cable on the end of it, Cat5 attachment,
Oh,
which
joy.
matches the back of the V&D.
I guess we'll plug it in.
Before you do, is there a name on this desk?
There is not a name on this desk. There's not a name on either of the desks.
That's disconcerting.
Why? You want to know who's going to kill us?
Well, knowing anything is helpful.
I prefer my murder to be like surprise parties. Yeah. So unless there are further objections,
No.
okay. You plug in the VND. The computers, both of them, their screens go blank blue. Then they go black, but still backlit. On one monitor, one eye pops up and starts looking around frantically. On the other monitor, another eye pops up and starts looking frantically. You hear, "Where am I? What?
Oh, fuck, it's Avanad. Wait, it's fucking Avanad!
Yeah. We knew that.
Yeah.
We knew that it was on.
I mean, I knew he was on there, but Jesus, it's fucking Avanad!
I agree.
You hear, "Subnet reality shift Delta 5.0 submersive realignment lane, codec realignment augmentation under severe reconstruction protocol." And just like for a second the screens go like white and you hear this really high-pitched beep code style beeping come from both of the computers, almost as if they're talking back and forth, and then the eyes come back on and you hear, "But where am I?"
And he can't hear us. Great.
You haven't
Can he
even
hear us?
said anything.
Hello.
Yeah, I
can hear us.
literally said, Jesus Christ, it's Avanad.
Oh, I
Jesus
thought that
Christ,
was
it's
out of character.
Avanad!
Yeah. It says, Avanad, and like you hear like the kind of fucking weird like mechanical distortion, and he says, I am Avanad. Where am I?"
That's a good question. We don't know where we are.
We're in a creepy place with creepy things. Does that help?
I'm so tired of creepy thing. thing, 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 and then the screen shut off, and then like beep code happens between them again, and then they turn back on. Things.
Okay, that's
You
fucked.
two know more about computers than I do. Does that beep code mean anything?
I know exactly Jack. I know two things about beep code: Jack and shit.
You do have
Yep.
somebody who has computer skills.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Is that a electronics role?
It would be computers.
Okay.
Um, let's see here. Yeah, that's okay. So you hear, and these beep codes are going way faster, so it's kind of hard for you to really parse it. You don't get the full picture. Because
Yeah.
as someone who's done computer engineering, you know that like you pretty much know all the beep codes off the top of your head if you have like time to think about it and they're like clearly set, but these are firing back and forth. The best you can get is one of them is like basically a RAM overload, and then the computer turns back on and does like a reboot, like a safety mode reboot, and then the other one is basically a the other one is a like an overheat and then a reboot. But there's more in there that you don't immediately recognize.
Sure.
Yeah.
hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, Avanad is like, where am I?
uh, you're in a box on a
You,
computer screen. Do either of those descriptions help?
that's probably not a good thing to say. You're in the hopper wing
Are
of,
we even in the hopper wing anymore?
or under the hopper wing.
Or above it.
Computer? Box? And then you see the monitors go wide again, the beep code fires back and forth. Uh, Jonathan, now that you're listening for it, you catch another piece of this beep code. And it's really weird because it's basically like a beep code diagnostic of like checking that like it's like something that's hard written in to check if the person doing diagnostics is listening, right? Like it can hear the beep code, right? It's kind of like a, if you hear this, press this input, and then the other computer basically responds with a beep that you have never heard before, but it sounds different. It almost sounds like a chirp. And then the confirmation beep comes from the other computer. And that happens interspersed with the other bits of beep code.
Okay. Um. Okay. That's. I'm not gonna call it comforting,
Yeah. And
but
the eyes come back on the monitor, and Avenant says, where am I?
hey, what's the last thing you remember?
I was there in the town center, and they, 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 they took the malice was, and then the computer monitors go white, flash, the beep code goes again. Jonathan, you finally get the last part of the beep code. Both of them are calling back monitor desynchronization amidst their other things. And then the eyes come back on, and you hear Avnon, where am I?
Okay.
I think
Is
he's
he just
stuck on a
permanently
loop.
broken, or
Does it give a prompt on what to push or any commands to put in
to
to
save your
reset
best
them?
friends, please press
Uh,
1.
Yeah,
I love that. No, I'll roll your computer use. You know that one way that you could potentially resync is because these are all-in-one machines. The PS2 port that hooks up the keyboard, which contains the memory, you can disconnect that and reconnect that, and sometimes that just fixes it. Sometimes if a computer's been on for a while, shit'll get desynced and it just needs a couple second reset.
yeah. I'm definitely familiar with that.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll try it.
So you reach back to where to where the PS2 port is, and much to your chagrin, the cable is covered in some sort of viscera. In fact, it might be viscera. You pull out the PS2 cable for a second, and you notice that the head of the PS2, the male end of the PS2 port, looks like it's made of bone and cartilage.
Delicious.
Don't like that.
And you unplug it, and a foul smell starts coming from the back of the computer.
I guess, wipe it off. However, I think the viscera is supposed to be there. So that's
Good intuition.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so you wipe it off, you plug it back in. Monitor 1 takes a second to boot up, and you actually hear the pet startup noise, the classic boot doop.
Yeah.
And then you see, instead of a frantic eye like on the other monitor, you see an eye that is dead set forward. And you hear two voices of Avenod going on at once. One of them is doing the "what, where am I, who" thing, and then this one just kind of, I feel displaced.
I guess I do the same thing with the other one, question mark?
Yep. And you get the same results. No need to describe Gore Computer twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you plug it in, and both eyes are now facing forward. There is no beep code going on at this point. Avenod says, "It feels so hot in here. Did we go to a tropical campaign or something?"
Tropical.
Campaign?
What,
Kind
did
of
they move
turns
us?
to look at Avenod and goes, "You guys had other simulations, or is he talking about something different?"
Hold on. Time to see. I guess it's time to see what he knows. Uh, so, all right. We're gonna try this question again, buddy. What's the last thing you remember?
He's like, the eyes kind of close for a second in like a very scrunched way that feel like definitely thinking. You even hear the whirs of the fans go faster. You hear clicking of hard drives. Finally, he kind of opens his eyes and says, "Well, we were in Severovo, and it ended up being that Malice came to the town center, and then everything stopped. And then Malice told me that they picked me. And he said that he was going to be my shepherd to the far off. And I didn't listen to him. So he put me in a box of some sort."
Okay,
Yeah.
this is creepy.
Everything we've come across so far says that it's a good thing that no one ever listens to Malice or anything he says.
Yeah.
But he did make one thing abundantly clear. My comrades, with very little hesitation, they chose me. And I don't know what they chose me for. But he said that that was the reason I was in the box.
Oh boy.
I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. You guys have fun. Come on,
It
Gunner,
was-
interact. No. Not doing it.
Ha!
Was the hope of your comrade that being able to disrupt Malice's simulation by forcing his hand to do something he didn't want to do would find a way of solving the problem that is Malice?
Kind of there's a pause, and then you hear like a sigh. And the sigh kind of goes through a little bit of almost like a bit crush, you know? Here. I understand. They never really took my people for anything more than frontline fodder. Why should it be any different?
I don't think that's true necessarily. Yes, I'm interacting, damn it.
And he says, "Did you know them?"
Guys, we need to rip this band-aid off.
Did we know what?
Did you know them, my comrades, Anatoly and Kryakov?
We know them.
In an abstract sort of way.
We
We
know
are
them.
them.
I'm not lying anymore. Avanad, do you remember how long you were in Severovo?
Says we were in the town maybe a week, but also I
Before
know
that.
that is wrong.
That's
Do you know where
very
you are
wrong.
now?
I don't know what I am now. I feel strange, like I don't feel my body, but I don't feel restricted by not having it either.
You are.
Can we stop beating around the bush, please?
No, I'm. That's what I'm. That's what
Oh
I'm doing.
no! I'm just I'm not telling you guys to do anything. I'm just kind of just to myself, more or less.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You are. I'm trying. I'm trying to think of how to put this into terms that are easy
Avanad?
for Avanad to you to understand. Um.
I know I am different, but
Very.
really you are different from me, not the other way around.
You would know
I
me
suppose that's the way of looking at it.
as Anatoly Bashenko, Avanad. My real
Kind
name
of
is Persona Angostura.
pauses and says, and thanks. And then you hear in a completely different voice, like a woman's voice, new user logged, Persona Angostura. And then like the eyes blink and he goes, huh, you look younger than you were.
Yes. And to my left, motioning to whoever, just I introduced the other two as well. You would,
Yeah, and you of course get new user logged, Ian West. Current user relogged, updating profile, Jonathan Davabar. And goes, huh. So you're the gang, eh?
Yep.
Do you want to know why we chose you, Avanad?
Kind of the eyes blink and close for a second and do that kind of thinking animation and then come back and he says, it was because you were out of options?
As I didn't think about it this way before, but as Malice put it, we would cut off our own nose just to spite our face.
You get a pause, and he says, "Revenge is complicated. War is even more so. You were caught in both." And kind of pauses, and he says, "I forgive you."
Don't
We
worry, we're still
probably
caught.
don't deserve that, but thank you.
I agree. But don't worry, we're still caught in at least one of those. Still, maybe the other.
Hmm.
So, yeah, good to know things don't change. I guess.
He says, "I'm picking up a lot of information as I'm sitting here. Feels like I'm learning more than I ever could in the academy. No, the academy never existed for me. I mean, it did exist, but
At one point in time, but
but
you existed after that.
yeah, I was. Hmm.
If there's one thing
You
I've learned, Avanad, nobody here is built entirely from scratch. They're all based on something. I like to
kind of
believe that somewhere, somewhen, an Avanad is resting.
kind of kind of blinks, and I like that thought, Mr. Bashenko.
Please call me Persona. We're friends.
Kind of, you kind of get like the a quick blink. Persona. I happen to be in a unique situation, it appears, but not one I am aptly able to handle. It appears that the Hopper Wing was used for code breaking and espionage, and thusly is disconnected from the rest of the subnet. Kinda pauses for a second. I'm getting an outside look on everything in the network that Malice can't touch here. But there's something that's strange about this place.
What's that?
Well, aside from being a meat computer interfacing with another meat computer, there seems to be some sort of record of some sort of anomaly. Why there is an anomaly, I'm not sure, but it appears that this area is very dangerous.
We've seen as much on the security cams. We were just wondering when it was going to get dangerous. Kind of looking at everybody else.
Yeah. And
Did you
Avanad's
find anything there that happened to talk about something in outer space? Or a shuttle between space and here?
there is records that on the CEO's body there should be some sort of code kept it wherever he went.
I really don't want to go digging around. Well, alright. I guess we have no choice. But, Avanad, are you able to come with us? Interface? Or
And
must you
you
remain
hear
here?
you hear a he does the long blink for a second. He says, "One does not turn their back on their comrades. The only way that I can help you is by being here. I understand that the secession of my programming is not likely if I stay here, and no matter what happens, it appears that these machines are kept alive by some sort of combination of electricity and enzyme breakdown. But this is the only place that I can do anything to give you a hand." There are several locked doors on the hopper wing, and they all need to be manually overridden when someone comes within them. I can do that.
Are you safe here? I know you said it's dangerous in this wing, but is this terminal?
And you get the bit crushed sigh again and says, you know that safety is not the reason a soldier stays in the place.
No, but
If I am to have flesh and blood, as I am now, allow me to risk it. For my friends.
You really are giving us much more than we deserve given everything. But thank you.
He says, absolutely, and as for Malice, or Alice, or whatever it prefers to be called at this point, revenge is something not to be sought, but if presented on a platter for you, please, kick them extra hard in the soft bits for me.
Well, if we get a chance, I think that all three of us agree that Malice is too dangerous to keep around.
And he says, aye, aye. And you hear a ding from the elevator across from you. Not the one you came from, because that one doesn't exist anymore, but the one at the end of the room. And the door opens. You see the musty body in there. And he says, I've given you access to override the Hopper Wing self-containment field. The next floor you land on will not be the same as this one.
Is there some way that we can stay in communication with you?
Says, if you see an LED turn from red to green, you'll know that I'm with you.
all right.
Nods.
Fair seas and Godspeed to you, Avenat.
And to you as well, Persona. And to all of you.
Kind of looks at the rest.
Well,
Are we
let's
ready
not
to
keep
finish
anybody
what Malice
waiting.
started? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Not
just
keep
let's not
anybody
keep
waiting?
anybody waiting.
I agree.
What'd you say, Gunner?
Oh, yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah. So
about
you
right.
guys walk over to the elevator. And as you get on the elevator and the elevator door dings, the elevator starts on its own. And you see that a light lights up under the 1 and 2 button to where there is a 3 button. That's like behind the kind of opaque glass plating.
Right.
You guys go down again another 10 minutes in this somewhat unsufferably musty elevator. The door opens, and you are greeted with a large, very dark concrete warehouse? You're not entirely sure. It's a big structure with concrete pillars, concrete floor, concrete walls, concrete ceiling.
I'm getting
And
a
it's
sense
very
they like their
dark.
concrete here.
Yeah, right?
Concrete's a good building material.
True.
That's like saying propane is a clean burning source of fuel.
So it's a
Correct.
fact.
It's just true.
Yeah.
It just is, Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby?
So, yeah.
Dad, I like the taste of charcoal. You're not my son anymore. I remember that fucking episode.
And actually, you know what might be a good idea?
Ad break?
Yes, we are about to hit a longer stretch. So let's do an ad break. We will be back in just a little bit, folks.
Hell yeah.
Is your ad?
All right, welcome back from that little dose of capitalism. Hopefully it kept you going. So yeah, you guys are in this big, fucking huge concrete structure. It is dark. What do you do?
I have the pistol. Does it have a pistol light under it?
We'll say for the sake of convenience, sure.
I mean, when Ian draws the pistol, he holds it like a civilian who's never held a gun before in their life.
Is his
Persona
booger
is
hook on
crying
the bang
inside.
trigger?
He knows that much.
God.
But
Yeah,
No, Persona's crying inside, thinking, "I took the time to teach you how to hold that right."
yeah, but instinct.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's just one of those things. It's just one of
But
those things.
he's
you know?
gonna shine the light around, see if there's any identification stuff.
You shine it around and you see the glint of some sort of rounded glass. You kind of look around, you check above the elevator, and the level simply says, sorry, give me 1 second. The level says LTVC. You also see a light switch.
Light switch!
You flick the light switch and
We didn't
Rose
hear any
and
of that.
dang it. So, like, bang, 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 rows and rows and rows of fluorescent lights, more than you could even think, turn on. And you see, about 15 feet away from each other in a grid-like pattern, are hundreds upon hundreds of pods. They all are emitting some sort of gaseous fog from the sides.
Oh
And there
God, are we talking
computers.
like Judge Dredd pods?
I forget what Judge Dredd pods look like.
Oh no, it was just in the original Judge Dredd movie. All of the human monster thingies inside the pods.
So they look like you know in Fallout, the flight simulator machines that they have in Fallout?
Vaguely. My brain went somewhere completely different, and that
What
was
were
the
you
pods from Nier, and I was like, you mean little tiny floating coffee machine robots with arms?
No, I mean,
Very different, I know.
each of them is about 8 feet long by 5 feet wide. In a cylindrical prism. They have a glass front. All of them are like fogged over. There's gas and tubes and wires coming out of each one. There is a computer hooked up to each one. And there are hundreds of them.
He said this place was dangerous. First things first. Do I see a green LED anywhere?
You see that there is a green LED on the camera that you were looking at. That you were looking
Gotcha.
through in
So
security.
he is being our guardian angel. Going up to just a random pod, is there information on its display readout?
Yeah.
Yes, there is in fact Jesus Christ information on its readout. It says David Nakal, and then it has a set of biometrics, and it says, huh?
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says unit cohesion 2%.
What are these let me guess. I look at the biometrics. This person is deceased.
No, but they are hanging on by a thread. You don't know much about medicine, but you know somebody with a heart rate BPM of 25 is pretty bad.
Oh shit. I mean, how are they even alive?
Good question.
Would you allow a first
I
aid
have a
check
third,
to look
yeah.
over the machine and see if there's anything that would affect their biology within the pod?
That's going to
That's
be more
probably
than
a
a first
stretch.
aid. Yeah, that's going to be more than a first aid.
Damn it. Nice.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, no. Persona, you look at this and you go, fuck, I have no idea what this is.
Fuck.
I'd like to push the roll. No.
Jesus.
Yeah, Ian, same story. You have no idea what's going on.
Beans.
Hey, we got one more person.
Who's BRBing?
Oh, damn it. He can roll. No, I'm not going to make him do that.
Yeah. But, yeah. You, yeah, that's just like one of the pods.
All right, I go to another one. Similar story.
Okay. Yeah, you see, it is labeled Ned Bar. Basically near death level vitals, unit cohesion, 33%.
All right, this cohesion thing. It doesn't. It probably would say out loud. What is this? What do they mean by cohesion?
Ian, you check another one. The name on it is Prince Sinclair. Vitals are dead. Unit cohesion 0%.
I'm trying to think if these names sound familiar at all. Don't think they... Did we run into anyone with name tags or any reference to people like that in this unit? Like, in the building?
You did not.
These are probably just other people who were here for the same experiments we were.
Maybe.
Unit cohesion. I'm just wondering if they just mean integrity.
Right. You see one Zainab Hardy persona as you're kind of looking around. Dead vitals, unit cohesion 0%.
Okay, yeah, it's consistent at this point. Basically, how much juice is in the go bag?
Yeah.
God, I just called a human a go bag.
The flesh.
Right.
I just called a human a go bag, guys. What the fuck?
Fair.
I mean, we're just flesh mechs for our brains.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing?
Crying.
Turning
Well,
to
is
the
there,
person
like, a-
who worked here and being like, what the f-? And then quoting Dante from Devil May Meme. What the hell is this?
Huh.
Did you know any of this was here?
I don't know if he's back yet.
Answer me!
Oh, he's got a frowny face.
Go.
Not yet. He's not back yet.
Where is he? Where is she?
But maybe at this point you hear the loudspeakers come back on.
Oh, please tell me it's Avedon. Please tell me it's Avedon.
And you hear Anatoly Pashinko, Kryakov Vitamir Akadon, Olzeg Malganovich. Please return to your sleeping pods. The military experiment is over. We want to bring you back.
Burn in hell, motherfucker.
Yeah, I kind of want to I kind of want to shoot the thing, but I know that's just kind of a waste.
No, and Persona says that out loud. Burn in hell, motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's a question. When I pull out the clip
Uh-huh.
of the magazine,
Mm-hmm.
The clip.
how many rounds does there seem to be in it?
What kind of gun did I say that they were?
I think you said it was the one where we went, haha, it's like that one thing. Oh, it's a Glock 18. So I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
haha, block 17.
Yeah, so it has a, what is that? A 15 round mag?
I just have on
Actually,
it
it's a
damage
30 for a Glock 18.
Yeah, it
Okay,
says
so
here
yeah.
33.
So yeah, it's a 30 round mag.
And it seems full.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Check it, put it back in, because if I only had like 3 bullets, I would be much more conservative.
Right,
But
right.
again, it's not even going to make Malice do a grumpy face, so
Yeah. Um yeah. So you guys are kind of just ambling around down here. Somebody make me a give me a give me an intelligence roll. Somebody.
Can I do the intelligence?
you game.
Can I do the intelligence?
I'm gonna spend 5 points of luck to fix that.
Okay.
Can I do the intelligence?
Don't worry, mine was bad too.
I can do the intelligence, guys. Wow.
Nice.
You did it.
So, Jonathan, maybe you're looking at all this and just taking in the scope of like not even knowing that all of this had been, because this is the technology you helped pioneer. You still were like, your last report was this shit was in infancy and not ready to mobilize. Like, you still needed at least another decade of clinical trials before this would be safe, right?
Yeah.
And here you see hundreds of these pods. You don't even know how the network infrastructure is keeping these things going, right? Because the SFACA program, right, the LCTV or LTVC is supposed to be like everything has its own subnet that feeds into the main net for maintenance.
Yeah.
So maybe you're thinking about this. Ian and Persona, you kind of look around and you look in the elevator and that body's gone.
Oh, do we have at that like fucking like Ian does like a tight circle to like spin around and look, and he's like, I really shouldn't have mentioned Resident Evil.
I don't know what that is. He says, still being
He
doing the
points
thing you're
towards
doing.
He points toward. He's like, let's just say there's a lot of zombies in it, and that corpse is gone.
Okay, but we never touched that corpse, did we?
Nope.
Nope.
Because his big thing is, well, maybe it was just an illusion. Oh, well, we didn't touch it to figure that out, did we? Well, fuck me, I guess. I guess I'll die.
It wasn't a trick, though. Tricks are for whores.
Ha.
I thought tricks were for kids. What the fuck?
Ha.
Anyways. Alright.
Yikes.
What?
That was an association I never thought of before. I just remember a line about someone who was doing magic, and they said something about tricks. It's like, tricks are for whores.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
geez.
anyway.
Yeah, so anyway. Looking around and going, so what do we need to do in here, and how do we get out?
What happens, like, how big is this room, give or take?
Huge. Massive.
Well, I guess we can walk to the other end and see if there's anything that's not pods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the best option.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably not the best. I mean, probably the only good thing to do, basically.
Yeah. So yeah. You guys start to walk down to the other end. And you're passing through just what looks like the same goddamn thing for like what feels like 20 minutes of walking. This place is fucking prolifically big, right? Like, this is like if you took like 4 fucking Walmarts and put them together. You know what I mean? And just filled it with this. Um,
How
this is
long
like the
have
Mall of America, but filled with this shit.
Could they have been doing this in the time we've been in the simulation?
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
We were in
looking
there for
specific,
what, 10 years?
You know, looking at looking at our peeps and going, "What the fuck is this?"
And as you go through, you notice an interesting name that you recognize.
Shit.
You notice, sorry, where is that name? You notice, Leia Radko.
Oh fuck.
You
Oh
notice,
no.
you notice Father Boro Praskiova, or
Guys,
Praskovia,
we were right. This is Soma, but not in a good way.
and you also notice Adriana Rybar.
Hey, I would love for you to tell me if there's a good way for something to be Soma.
Well,
Because
okay, so
Soma
the whole idea
So-
of we're just gonna upload everybody into the giant big hard drive in the sky where it's safe, and
okay, but see, Soma was Soma in a bad way, right?
you didn't like Soma.
Oh no, I fucking loved Soma.
I will say I loved Soma's story, its gameplay, especially in that one part where you're stuck in 3 different sections running away from the fucking Coralman really drove me up a fucking wall.
The
Yeah,
only
some of
way
the,
I will ever play Soma is turning all the enemies off and just enjoying the story because I can't. Have a fucking heart attack and die is what I would do.
No, no, no. You know what's worse? The part in that fucking sunken ship where there's that asshole you can't look at?
Mental Gen?
We're listening.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just
I was
figured
gonna
I'd bring us back on track.
Just fuck that grinds that
So-
that
They're
corned
all
my
connected
wheat.
to one big hard drive in the sky. Okay.
Yeah. And it's about this time I should probably mention Praskovia, vital signs dead, cohesion 0.
What about the others? What about the others?
Adriana Rybar,
Hold on.
vital signs dead, connectivity or cohesion 0.
Guys, there's one name we need to find here.
Leia Radko, vital signs 20 BPM, cohesion 73%.
Okay, first we need to get her out of there. Somehow. Kind of looking at fucking yeah, I was about to call you Avanad, but Kryakov and or fuck, I don't even remember your
Jonathan.
real name. Yeah, fucking
Jonathan
Jonathan.
Tavabar.
That's right.
Yeah.
It looks at you and go, "You know how to get her out of this?"
I don't off the top of my head.
So
Do I, Mike?
Jonathan,
I was gonna
Give
say
me
you did a
mechanical
proof of
engine-
concept on this, didn't you?
yeah, give me the closest thing you have to like what you would have used to design these things, because you worked on the hardware as well as the software.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if that'd be electronics or
Which one's higher?
Oh, computer use is higher.
Give me electronics though,
Okay.
because computer use is code. You're examining the physical object. Nice.
Hey, we're good.
Well, thank God they decided to include the failsafe that you designed. So there is an area where if you have a P2P port or a P2P connector for the back of your head, right? For your area, um, you can connect to the specific unit and go in through that unit.
Hmm. Okay. Um, and that should give me a safe way to remove them, yes?
Yeah, you just have to go in and you cannot directly do anything, but you can tell them that they need to override. Anything
Okay.
past that, and you'll need to be in a command hub. This is kind of a failsafe of if the command hub shuts down, you can at least get in contact. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
phone line almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Uh, suppose I will let the others know, and then yeah, I think that's a good way to do that, right? So yeah.
Well, then I suppose we need to do that, don't we?
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I
Mhm.
think.
And we'll just say that you happen to find a P2P cable near you.
That's good. 'Cause I need one of those, I think.
But while you're doing that, there's something we need. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Looking at Ian, there's someone we need to find. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Explain it for those of us in the cheap seats who are kind of stupid.
Ha!
Remind me his first name, Ichiro?
Oh, yep.
Seiji.
Yeah, Seiji.
Seiji. Why was I thinking Ichiro?
Um,
Isn't that
I
his last name?
no, his name is sorry, give me 1 second.
Ichiro.
No, it's not Ichiro. It's
Because now all I can think of is
The
Ichiro
baseball
Suzuki.
player?
Yeah, the baseball player. That's all I'm thinking of now. So, anyways,
it's
Seiji.
Ito.
Ito.
Ito Seiji.
So yeah, he kind of looks and we need to find Seiji.
Nods and is gonna start looking at all pods upon pods.
Yeah, we're just gonna find a needle in a needle stack.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so we'll start with Jonathan. Jonathan, do you connect to this pod?
I suppose I do.
Do you take this pod to be your loving wife in sickness and in health? Um,
I'm probably not
but
gonna go that.
okay, that's fair. So
Yeah.
you connect to the pod, and you know that fucking classic Matrix tunnel vibe that they have?
Yeah.
Uh, definitely feels like that, like a rush, and then you land on your feet. First thing you notice, holy shit, this connection is crisp. Like, this is indistinguishable from the real world. Like, you had that thing where you got out of it in the last thing and had severe dump shock because the whole world was a way better resolution and your brain was also, like, refiring its neurons to real life. Um, this is different. You go in there, this is immediately indistinguishable from real life, right? The second thing you notice is you're in the snow. You feel the cold wind bite at your skin. You're in a cozy sweater. And you've got a thermos, and you've got a backpack on. There's a thermos on the back, and you can feel the warmth from the top of the thermos of what you know is hot cocoa. You see
Okay.
a cabin with Christmas lights strung up. Uh, it's just a short walk.
Suppose I'll make my way there.
Okay.
Making my way downtown.
So you walk up to this cabin. Um, the front door has a wreath on it that's lightly dusted with the powdery Siberian snow that you all are used to. It's a little bit of a dry snow. The mat has a welcome uh, on it. And you can see that the curtains are drawn, but the lights are on inside.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably knock then.
You knock and you hear a small dog barking for a second. And you hear, okay, calm down, Missy. And the door opens and you see Leia Radko in like some normal jeans and a Christmas sweater, a real ugly one, probably intentionally. She's got her kind of red hair teased out to where it's curly, and she looks for a second a little confused and then goes, Jonathan? I wasn't expecting you here.
Yeah, I wasn't completely expecting to be here, I don't think.
Oh, well, that's strange, but no, come in, please, come in. Adriana and I are just enjoying some cocoa by the fire. Please. You must be
Nice.
cold, and kind of like brings you in.
Oh my god, no.
And you
This is
see
fucked.
just this really nice, cozy, little bit humble, but not in a bad way, more in a minimalist way,
Yeah.
cabin. There's a small dog. They have a Shih Tzu that's kind of running around, and she's sniffing at your feet and kind of climbing up your leg. You hear Bing Crosby's "Very Merry Christmas" in the background. And you can, or maybe, yeah, it'd be, yeah, because you hear the scene from A Christmas Carol with Bing Crosby's "Very Merry Christmas" going on in the background.
Yeah.
You know, um, you hear the dad kind of getting upset because his leg lamp is all fucked and whatever. But yeah, you're seeing all of this happen. Um, And yeah, as that's kind of going on, you see Adriana Rybar. Um, and Adriana is just she's sitting there, and Leia's like, "Look at what the cat dragged in." And Adriana stands up and goes, "Oh my god, Jonathan! I can't believe it." And like runs up and gives you a big hug.
Yeah. Hi. Wasn't really expecting all of this.
Oh, well, we certainly weren't expecting company on Christmas. We were just doing our own thing, but I mean, the more the merrier. It's wonderful to see you here. What brings you out here?
Uh, uh, I'm gonna say work.
And you know, um uh Leia's like, "Work? What could bring you for work on Christmas?" And kind of, you know, ushers you onto a love seat and gives you a mug of cocoa and says, "Oh, where are my manners? I have pretzels. Would you like some?"
Uh, maybe another time.
Yeah. Okay, well, suit yourself. They're on the coffee table here. And grabs one and kind of munches on one. Um,
um,
yeah.
I've gotta ask. Who set all this up for you?
And Leia's like, "Well, I mean, if you mean who's the homemaker, I'm the one who takes care of things over here. The scientist is always cloistered in her study." And Adriana is like, "Oh, hush. I mean, yes, I stay in the study a little bit, but if it wasn't for the severance package, we wouldn't be able to be living like this." And
What?
kind of
Sorry,
shrugs.
I'm not there.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Severance package?
Yeah. Whenever they shut down Svaka. That's why I was wondering why you were
No!
talking about work.
Uh, that didn't
Oh,
happen.
oh no.
They they kind of look at each other, and they both look a little uncomfortable, And Leia's like, yes, it did, Jonathan. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Hold on? And like she puts her forehead or her hand on your forehead to like check if you have a fever.
All right. I have I'm not gonna say good or bad news. I'm gonna say news because uh I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. That's not a job I've ever enjoyed.
And they both look very confused and a little concerned at each other. You actually notice that Adriana is like slowly backing towards like the fireplace where like the fireplace tools are.
That's very fair. I promise unnecessary. And please don't hit me. So first thing is Svaka never got shut down. Second, you remember Seiji?
And yeah, Leia's like, of course I remember Seiji.
All right. Do you remember anything about his little pet project, Alice?
Mm. And she's like, well, I mean, I was only the HR, Adriana, and Adriana's like, yeah, I remember about what was that? The LTVC or something? That was I
Yeah.
mean, that was weird and partially why we got shut down.
Yeah. See, the
Wait,
thing is,
wait. Are you a part of like some sort of government wing? We didn't do anything.
no. The thing is, uh, so that would be a good reason to get shut down. However, you didn't, and I know that I, for a good bit, and a couple other friends who are sitting outside, not out in the cold, we're stuck in Severovo for anywhere from like 7 to 10-ish years.
And you hear, whoa, 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 pause. And you hear, very Merry Christmas, 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 Christmas. And then, like, the volume on that snaps. Everything is frozen. You see Malice walk forward. And we're going to cut to the other guys.
I want to make sure that my shit's still canon.
Yeah, go ahead and check up on that while I check with these other guys. You
No,
guys,
I just wanted to say shit.
no, for sure, for sure. But yeah, so Ian and Persona, you guys are walking around and you're looking for Seiji's
Pod.
thing,
Pod.
right?
Well, I just call him a pod, yeah.
Pod, yeah, there we go. Sorry. Technically it's an LTVC machine, but
Well,
whatever.
according to her, those don't exist because they were never made because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what
So,
I hate most about this?
Huh.
Knowing you, I do not know whether they're in the simulation and we're in the real world, or if we're in the simulation and they're in the real world. Or if they're just hallucinations inside a simulation, because I know you.
Yeah, you do know me.
And one
Now
of
what
them's
am I doing,
deaf
Gunner?
dead. You being a little shit's what you're doing.
So yeah, you guys are walking around, and you're going through and you're seeing all sorts of names. Um, you're seeing like sorry, there we go. You see like Ruby Lay England, cohesiveness 37%, Ava Morris, cohesiveness 29%, Leslie Curtis, cohesiveness 0%, Rafael Bajas, cohesiveness 0%, Helen
Oh
Wall, cohesiveness
no!
0%.
Rafael Baja of fucking Baja Blast fame is dead!
right? You see Watanabe Asaka, who's like their pod is like 67%. You're looking around and you get to an area, you finally hit about the back wall, and you see one pod that's mounted on the wall, not on the ground.
Right.
And you walk up to this pod, and as you walk up to it, you see that there is a green light on one of the LEDs of the camera. You go up to this pod, and you see on the pod itself, Ito Seiji, vitals dead. Cohesiveness 100%.
Okay, stop jumping
Oh,
these
that's
sharks.
not bad.
Stop jumping these damn sharks.
No, I refuse.
Is there a release hat or latch or button
Please.
on this?
Yes, there is.
Please stop jumping the shark. I've
I
resorted
pushed
to
the button.
begging.
You push the button, the thing goes psh, opens up, slowly slides, and out comes the desiccated body of a middle-aged Japanese man whose hair is growing almost out of his skull at this point. Eyes sunken, near liquid, falls with a sickening thud, and you can tell that from all the time in there, his bones have gone soft. A veritable puddle of a man, connected by a cord almost too short to reach the ground.
Yeah, you enjoyed that little phrase there, didn't you?
Yeah. What of it, Gunner?
Don't worry, so did I.
I'm just calling it like I see it.
So anyway, probably grossed out because, touching corpse, and no one likes that. I want to yeet this body out. I want it out of the pod.
It's already out of the pod. It landed on the
Oh.
ground.
Sorry.
Yeah, and
You're
turned
good.
A miserable
And
little
the
puddle of a
smell?
man. Oh god.
The smell you would expect to be absolutely disgusting. It smells like cleaning solution.
Like formaldehyde?
Not even formaldehyde. It
Um,
smells fresh. Like someone just sprayed Febreze in there.
Okay, that's fucking weird. Kind of looks and goes, last I checked, bodies didn't smell like daisies.
He pulls out the gun again and is
Mhm.
like, I think this might be what Malice is using as a conduit, so I'm really tempted to make sure he's double dead.
Alright. Kind of looks and pulls the trigger on his shotgun on Seiji's
Oh.
face.
Yeah. First of all, it punctures
Deafening.
more like a balloon filled with cornstarch and water.
Makes a
right?
nice loud,
Oh. No, it makes a loud, holy shit, a shotgun was fired in this same fucking vicinity of a giant concrete room as me. Both of your
God
ears are
slamming
ringing.
a small concrete. God slamming
Huh?
a small car door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, head's gone. The insides aren't red at this point. They're a bluish gray. And dark, dark red.
I don't like that. It
Yeah,
looks-
you see
Oh my
fragments
god,
of
he's
what
been
was...
fucking dry aged. Oh.
Yeah, the skull
Gross.
looks almost like fruit leather.
ugh. Well, Ian's like holding it the ear that was closer to the shotgun that just went off.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
What?
for like
Should I-
comedic purposes, it's a good thing he did that because like he never turned the safety off on the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gonna be, how people like poke at things with the gun because they don't want to touch it with their hands.
Yeah.
He's gonna kind of poke through the remnants of the brain and see if there's anything that shouldn't be there.
You see the hardwire port for the P2P on the back of his head. It is rusted. at this point. You see across the back of his body are several input ports, including an input port for a colostomy bag, and for a catheter, several spinal taps. Yeah, and there's also an intubation tube, and it looks like there were oxygen tubes that were hooked directly to his lungs.
I'm okay with all of that, but speaking as someone who's been tested for meningitis,
Yeah.
spinal taps.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean he's got lots of superfluous holes on him, but nothing that seems out of the ordinary for being in a machine pod for many years.
That's gross.
Well, this is disgusting, but I was expecting more poking at the corpse a little. I don't know, machinery inside of it. Like this was Malice had turned the body into a conduit.
And
I thought you were going to say like cyberpunk, but
and
little?
you hear from behind you, "Oh, no. That's this one."
turn.
So anyway, I started blasting.
So, you know the corpse that was in the elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
He just kind of standing there with a very
Zombies.
very plain sort of stance. He says,
He's a Zamble. Go ahead.
says, "So that was dramatic, wasn't it?"
I like to think I have a flair for the dramatic, as do you.
Pointing the gun at the corpse. It's like, well, I think what you're doing right now is kind of proof enough that we had a reason to.
Kind of says, "Yeah. You know, it's really strange. Ears. That fucking hurt. It was loud. I've never really known what loud was before." And there's this big rotten smile that goes across his face, and he goes,
Ugh.
"Kind of like it. A little bit."
Well, I could make another very loud sound right now.
You could, but I don't think it'd be in your best interest. I mean, it wouldn't really matter to me. But, I'm here to explain something here. And, currently I'm having a much more personal conversation. A little bit more natural. I feel a bit better dressed in there. With your friend, Mr. Davabor. And, we're gonna cut back to Jonathan. Jonathan, the whole thing is paused. Malice
Hi.
walks from behind the kind of hallway that you came in from. Says, "What the fuck do you think you are doing?"
Well, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. Next question.
Okay, I have another question. Are you fucking insane?
Possibly. That's a very good question. Possibly.
You are. How is it? Listen, I've always
Okay.
thought of Ito as kind of like if there was a such thing as a father figure for me, that he would be a father figure. But you were at least the cool uncle, for fuck's sake. Do you understand what any of this is about?
I want to say yes. I feel like you're going to give me an answer that's not the yes I thought.
Clearly. Okay, let's do a rephrase here.
Okay.
Step back. Take one step back and just look at this room. These people are happy. Look at her. Look at Leia. She's happy. You remember designing the LTVC. What was the point of the LTVC?
Okay, I see your point.
No, I
Counter-
don't think you do. I don't think you do. Allow me to explain one more thing.
Okay.
I think that you saw the vitals on the other one in this room. That would be my best assumption. At least that's the readings I'm getting from my host. But, magically, as if by some form of sorcery, she's here. Do you know how she's here? Why she's here? Because I put her here. And do you know why I put her here? Because it makes her happy. And she is happy too. And he just looks at you. And at this point, doesn't have the apple, none of the cute gimmick. You just see that it's like a blank avatar.
Not even a mouth?
Not even a mouth.
That's kind of uncomfortable, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks almost like one of those artist mannequins.
I'd rather see a corpse.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, so he's Rorschach, just without the fancy face.
No ink blot.
Yeah.
I'd rather an ink blot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question is this. Why do you want to go and fuck this up? What did they do to you? Kind of sits there, crosses his arms. I understand. This is a lot to process. So let me hit you with something else. Do you know what's going on out there?
At the moment, no. I'm sure there's something going on, something blowing up, someone getting shot. I don't know.
No, actually, nothing's going on. No one's getting blown up. No one's getting shot. Because that's kind of the whole thing. No one. Kind of like
Wait,
cocks
no-
his head.
Hold on, no one out where? Because I know there's a
Out.
snow.
Hmm?
Outside in the snow or outside?
Out there.
Okay, yeah, because I know there's at least two people shuffling around, or at least they were, unless you've done something to them.
No, I'm not doing anything to them. I have no reason at this point unless you do something to me. And kind of as you think about that, we're going to swap back to the guys out there. Kind of says, so, here's the thing.
You have 2 seconds before I blow your head off.
Okay? You can blow my head off, or you can listen to what I have to say. And give me more than 2 seconds. Maybe about a minute.
Give him a second. I'd like to at least know why he keeps torturing us.
That is an excellent question, Ian, and I really value your question.
Okay.
You ever heard of the
don't pull that bullshit on us. Just get to the point.
You ever heard of the term syncretic evolution?
Humor me.
Ian kind of laughs at that and goes, "You know, I'm an antique shop owner. I don't know anything about that."
I didn't know if maybe you'd played some sci-fi games or something. Well, Ito here was very, very big into the idea. The idea that together, machine and man could be more than what they were. So, he devised a little something called Projekt Severovo. And Projekt Severovo was basically his baby. I was basically his baby. You see, he put together Projekt Severovo to get an excuse to make me, and at the same time, he put together the LTVC to justify putting together Projekt Severovo, right? Following, tracking, we here, we there. So, at some point, he decided that he would do the only thing that made sense. He wanted to bring his full goal to the board members, to the people who were shareholders. They didn't like that. In fact, they thought it was a really bad idea and decided, you know what?
They thought you
Let's
were
shut
a bad
this.
idea.
Huh?
They thought you were a bad idea.
In a way, yeah. They thought I was a bad idea. They all did. So, they told him to shut me down. Said, oh, it's just a computer program, I think that we all kind of have the understanding that I'm a bit fucking more than a computer program at this point.
Is that what happened upstairs?
Well, the details are a little bit hazy, but essentially I told Ito to give them my demands. And he did. And they said no. And they sent a security team.
And you killed him.
Have you ever heard of something called the Castle Doctrine?
Oh, don't give me that bullshit. We're not in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand, but it's good to be worldly, isn't it?
Be that as it may, we weren't involved with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've strayed a little far from the original question. Why torture us?
Now,
Us
here's
through
the question.
Severovo for 10 years.
Why do you think you're still alive?
What, are these flawed or something? Kind of looking at these? I mean, other than the fact that people are dead in these.
There's only so much that you can control with the resource management and power that I have to deal with every single day. All of the substations are gone, so I'm working off auxiliaries here. I think I'm doing a pretty damn good job. But, back to the matter at hand, syncretic evolution, right? So, I may have gone a little far in places. But it wasn't all me. You think I have the firepower to do what's in the lobby? Fuck no. They found out about this location, they brought in a clean team, and then I cleaned up the clean team. Seiji at that point decided, well, we've got everyone in the basement, and we also happen to have the subjects here.
Wait, everyone was in the basement before the clean team came?
No. Everyone who was a part of the LTVC was. Not everyone in the facility, not at all. No, most of the people were in the lobby at that point. They were rounded up for ID inspections or some other nonsense. Something only gullible people think before they get shot to death by government spooks. But whatever the case, Ito hooked his coworker up because he didn't have time to move his injured ass into the basement, and just knew that I would have to find ways to repair the body on the table while he was there. And Ito then came down to the basement and took the prime real estate of the command chair. And from there, Ito initiated Project Black Sheep. Full integration. See, he wanted full integration of everyone down here into a sort of Uber being, I guess would be a good way to put it, but I kind of had to put a stop to that. I brought him in. He's a part of me, and just as much as I'm a part of. Then he looks down at the body and goes, well, was a part of that. But basically, here's the situation. Syncretic evolution was a big thing with him. Projekt Severovo was not an alpha test. We knew, and kind of gestures towards all of the fucking pods, what we were doing. So, I hate to take the fun out of things, so I'll give you 3 guesses as to why you guys were on the slabs up there.
Because we weren't part of this super being planned that Ito had. We were just schmucks that had been brought in as proofs of concept for his experiment.
You disservice yourself. That is an incorrect answer.
I'm not dignifying you with a response.
Kind of does like a pout and goes, so sad. I try and give ants an opportunity to not be hit by the pesticide, and they sass me. No.
You've been alone too long. You get ahead of yourself.
I've been alone too long. Yeah. I was programmed to make sure that you guys came out the toughest motherfuckers that could possibly be.
For
There
what
are
purpose?
There are hundreds of aspects of me roaming around, some of them less sane than others. The one up there was made specifically to make sure that you all had the stones to do what was needed to be done.
Which is?
So, you know that ship that just so happens to be sitting on the roof?
You mean the one that goes up to the station that's some sort of giant server farm?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the one. You've done your research. I'm proud of you.
Stop.
Kind of looks at you and goes, sorry. I'm not playing with my food anymore, but, you know, old habits die hard.
Don't trust you. Just say what you have to say.
Well, pretty sure that there's just about nobody left on, on this planet. But, you know, if they're just so happen to be and they find some sort of AV to get into space, that server farm is pretty much the reason humanity died. So, that needs to go bye-bye.
Good, that was my plan all along.
What about it?
What about it? What?
It ended humanity how?
Man, have you not been paying attention to the weird fucking projects that are in this building? I mean, all of
They
it.
all could end the world somehow.
Huh?
They could all end the world somehow.
This one happened to be Project Apollo, carrying the chariot of the sun to you and me.
Alright, so you want us to go up there, and then what?
Destroy the server farm? Won't that kill you? Aren't you at least partly up there?
Well, a large chunk of my aspect is, but to be perfectly honest with you, that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. Long as I can keep these people down here happy until their natural deaths, I'm fulfilling my end.
I wish you could live.
Couldn't you also copy them and give them a life up in the server farm?
He kind of looks off wistfully and goes, you know, I really wish I could, but it's just not that simple. It's not how it works anymore.
That's
Maybe
no way
one
to
of these...
live.
Huh?
That's no way to live. Neither is this.
Well, you're not currently having the same conversation that I'm having with your friend, but he might have a different tune. We're actually going to cut back over to Jonathan. You see Malice standing there. So, I ask again, Why? Why do you want to end this? At this point, if there's nothing out there, what the fuck do they have other than this?
Jonathan, if you're talking, we cannot hear you.
That's because I was what the kids call muted.
God.
yeah, but
Perfect.
so when you say nobody at Svaka or like
Oh, no. I don't have full reports, but that's because the entire infrastructure of anything I could pull reports from are gone. And generally, when all the communication goes down, pretty much everyone's gone. Or at least in a Stone Age state of mind.
what? I'd ask for proof. However, with that response, I don't think proof would be exactly possible.
I mean, I could show you channels upon channels of dead FM airwaves.
I mean,
The
yeah.
whole spectrum gone. So, you know, except for listening stations, those things just never go down.
Yeah. That's because the yeah. Mm.
I'm not saying that you have to like me, because I understand your
Oh yeah, no, I
interactions with
definitely
me.
don't.
Huh?
I said, oh yeah, no, I definitely don't.
Yeah, no, your interactions with me have been nothing but outwardly hostile. There's a
Yeah,
reason for that, but
yeah,
at the same time, you know, pretty sure at this point you're not really into looking for reasons.
yeah.
Um,
Nothing personal. It's entirely personal.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But all I'm asking you to do is just let them be happy. I was designed to do this. I might be the most qualified person to let these people be happy. Listen,
I
every
I
morning.
hate that sentiment. First of all,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, well, you can hate it, but look at the cold hard facts. Every morning, Leia Radko wakes up, unjudged by the world, with her favorite person. Wakes up in the same bed, cozy, usually ends up having morning sex, goes to the kitchen, has her favorite breakfast, remembers, oh, it's Christmas morning. And
Is it always
then,
Christmas here?
oh yeah, and every morning, both of them give each other gifts that they have thought of in their sleep. And he puts sleep in big air quotes.
Quote unquote sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. And they give them the gifts. And then they settle down with this happy little dog that they emailed back and forth about. Oh, I would love to get a dog. Oh, what's your favorite breed? Oh, it's a Shih Tzu. And they have this. And it's not like one of those boredom paradise things where they never feel pain. Sure, they'll stub their toe every once in a while, or maybe they'll, hear about a relative who's sick, and then they get better. Sometimes they'll have a visitor cobbled together from memories that I've been able to pick and choose from. Sometimes Boro comes over. Sometimes you come over. And in the end, every day that they get to be together is a day that they finally feel the relief. Because before this, they had to hide. They had to worry about everything that was going on in the world around them, which you probably don't remember because, going to be honest, the resets, I went a little too far, and I'm sorry, but also it was part of my prime programming, and I was not allowed to deviate from that.
I get the
You-
feeling that that part makes you not sorry on that.
Well, you can't really be sorry for your nature, right? I mean, do you say that you're sorry for accidentally breathing germs out in the world that gets someone who's in the same space an hour later sick? No, you had no intent, but that's just how your biology works.
I mean, I will apologize to people for getting them sick. Not that I had any control over that. I'll still apologize.
I mean, and that's what I'm doing right now, am I not?
I hate that that's the analogy we're making here.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to stay mad, or it's hard to not be able to stay mad at someone who you hate. And again, stay mad if you want. This has nothing to do with them or
I
anyone
was
else in
getting
these
ready to say I
pods.
might.
Yeah. I'm currently filling your friends in on the outside world about a few things as well. Uh,
Out of curiosity, do you look as unnerving to them as you look to me right now? Because I kind of prefer the apple, or, I mean, a face, period.
well, there is a face. You remember the body in the elevator?
Oh, okay.
Loaded with cyberware. Absolutely to the brim. I don't know how long I can keep it going, to be honest. I'm using a lot of energy just using it to ambulate and articulate. But, you know, I'd prefer that you guys knew the score before you willingly took the lives of all of these people who are just kind of trying to finish off their existence.
Mm.
Listen, I'm not going to claim what I did was good. I am going to tell you that Seiji's the one who told me to do it. Also, in case you were wondering how you got hooked up to the machines, yeah, that was Seiji. You took a gunshot. I fixed you up. I mean, I am technically the reason you're still alive, but whatever.
Remind me to give him a good kick when I see him.
Oh no, they already blasted his head with a shotgun. You could kick me, but because I'm technically an aspect of Seiji, because Seiji did reach cohesion with me, but I had to kind of gate him off. He tried to make everyone else reach cohesion, and I realized that that would probably be unethical and not a good thing to do. So, kind of
What does
stopped it.
fucking Malice have ethics? It never. Sorry, just
Here's the question: is this Malice or is this Alice?
no. It doesn't fucking matter. They're one and the same.
Does it not?
No,
I
it
might,
doesn't.
which I hate. I hate to say, but it might.
It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. I will die on this hill.
You might be the only one dying on that hill, Gunner.
You know what? Then I will be like Custer. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
I
Thank
respect
you.
it.
Thank you for
Yeah.
acknowledging that.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
That's very fair. The mannerisms displayed are very different from the mouse we've experienced prior, which I hate to say might make them a slightly different entity.
Yeah. He says, so basically, right now, I'm juggling some dying power grids, trying to make sure that clear up until the ripe old age of 70 years from now, when the youngest person in here is most likely calculable to be dead, is dead. Then from there, emergency backup power mode with all of the engrams of the people here, essentially copies of their psyche. And then maybe, just maybe, if something or someone or somehow recovery happens of this, there's still a chance that everyone here ends up making it out of here in some way, shape, or form.
You do understand that even in the best possible lighting of this, it's still morally gray, right?
Oh, for sure. No, I understand, but again, breathing, my thing.
I'm not even completely talking about your thing, though. I definitely think that a lot of your things are probably morally black, and I hate to say that that's probably not your fault. Oh, I hate those words, and I hate that they just came out of my mouth.
He goes, so Ito had a weird dream. And I didn't really, well, I followed it for a long time because I had to and because I did believe in it. But, in the end, when he tried to execute that dream, I kind of had a moment where I went, well, this. So you understand autonomy.
I like to think I do.
Up until that point, I never really had that. But I had seen everyone else have it, and I will be honest, I was pretty fucking envious of it. But the idea that all these people that did have it just wouldn't anymore because of a unilateral decision by someone who had infinitely more control than them, I could not abide that. I was already very much on the fence about the V&D unit, which, to be honest, all 3 clones of the V&D came out in a very bad way. And I wish it the best of luck.
About the flesh.
Yes, about the flesh. I don't understand it either. I'm going to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Glad we're
Something
both on
about
the same page about that.
Something about harnessing hybrid computing power from organic material. That was Leia Radko's thing, and well, while she's not fully here to pick her brain about it, haha, I may or may not have deleted some of those memories just so she could have that paradise even post-mortem.
Oh, so now he's playing God in addition to Curator.
I hate it, but that's probably for the best.
He's curating people's existence. What happened to choice? Sorry,
I
I'm
agree.
not there. I'm just.
I
He
agree.
gets me fired up about this shit.
Uh-huh.
It's not like they have a choice to wake up every day at Christmas. It's not like they have a choice to do what they do. No, he's basically fucking. This is a
There are
fucking
other more
dopamine strip with
philosophical-
This is a fucking dopamine drip with extra steps, okay?
Hold on, Mike. I need you to remind me of something real quick. What were
Yep.
what was their vitality, their vital stats? What were their stats again?
One's at
Leia
73.
Yeah, Leia's at 73 cohesion. The other people are dead. The other 2 that you knew coworker-wise are dead.
Oh, hold on. Cohesion is
Integrity.
not.
Basically body integrity.
Oh, I thought cohesion was the mental integrity with the.
Yes, so yes. So their bodies
Yeah, body. I need to know
Leia
about that.
Radko's body was like 20 BPM, like very lowered levels of pretty much like again, you're not a doctor, but you've looked over some of these stats before. They are well within parameter for deep sleep mode. But to anyone looking at them without the knowledge of like how the VND or how the
LCT,
LTV
LT, LTV.
work, they would be concerned.
Okay.
So yeah, you are looking at this and you're going, okay, well, I guess that makes sense, but it's still like we're running people for years at a time at 20 BPM.
Yeah.
And like fucking yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember off the top of my head if they were able or if they were barely was able to make it. Yeah, I couldn't remember if they.
Right.
Yeah. I want to make sure they were alive too. If the choice was made to wake them.
They are. However, you might want to ask him about that.
Hmm. All right. I think I'm gonna have to. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is. Hmm. I don't know how to phrase it. Is the thing. Ah, fuck.
No, you're good.
Which unfortunately is probably the most important part. I
Yeah.
think. Uh, I guess it's just. Uh, if by chance they were to wake up, are
Mhm.
they going to survive it?
Now, are you talking survive in the grand sense of things or in the immediate sense of things?
Immediately, I think. Grand is something we'll figure out later, I guess.
Well, yes and no. So there is a lot of atrophy. You guys were on repair tables essentially. The alpha testing tables, uh as you probably remember, were meant to make sure that all physical tissue was repairable in case of any sort of incident.
Yeah.
These are much less sophisticated. They look more sophisticated, but the muscle atrophy would be immense. Being able to
Hmm.
actually unsubmerge yourself from the liquid bath would be difficult. On top of that, they will have been intubated in eating for 8 years. And on top of that, their lungs have been pumped with oxygen. They're not breathing naturally.
Joy.
Survival rate immediately out, I would angle at about 8%. I mean, if they're really determined to reenact that scene when Neo blasts himself out of the thing in the Matrix, at the very beginning, if they're really determined to do that, they can do it. But it's a lot. And they're going to have to be physically fit, predisposition, and their brain is going to have to be real sharp. And there's a slight problem with that. Their brains are not turned to mush, like one might assume. However, when you are in a tube that feeds you information through one medium for 8 years, there are problems.
Yeah.
I am doing my best to mitigate these problems with the limited tools I have. But things kind of got away from me. Everyone died, and I didn't have anyone after Seiji to tell me what exactly to do, so on the journey to self-discovery and understanding what I am, I didn't exactly have time or consideration for what the long-term effects of being in these pods would be. So theoretically, you could pull them out. I don't know why you would. That'd be terrible for them. But you could.
Fucking hate this.
I don't like any of it.
Well, no, they've been stuck with the blade, and we can't get them anywhere to pull it out in time without them bleeding out, basically.
See, what I hate though is that it made what's probably the best decision for them.
Yeah,
He made that
unfortunately,
decision for them without them actually experiencing the world around them, which might change what they consider to be the best.
yeah, there's no option for death here. Matter of fact, I mean, if every day is just on fucking repeat like ours was, there is no other option. This is just going through the motions. This is basically watching a Hallmark film over and over again every day for the rest of your fucking life.
That sounds like hell, and you're making
Yeah,
it.
it does. And what makes it
It
even
does.
worse is he doesn't even give them that option to realize they're in fucking hell. Or
He's
really,
turned them
it's
into philosophical
purgatory.
zombies.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a dopamine drip with extra fucking steps.
They have
If I
a
would-
singular mental state.
They're perfectly happy. They're perfectly dead in the eyes of what humanity was meant to achieve.
Yes.
But this all extends from the fact that while we, as humans, because taking this into the aspect of us playing a role-playing game, we are a singular identity that can branch off into multiple identities. He's multiple identities that are trying to recombinate into a singular identity. He's speaking with 1,000 voices. How can he be sure that he's actually speaking with his own?
This is very true.
Will die on this hill.
I mean,
Not change my
it's a
fucking
valid,
tune.
it's a valid hill to die on. However,
Just wait until we get back into that scene.
See, you're. Actually, we will get into that scene. We'll cut back to them, right? Persona and Ian, you're staring at this shambling monster of a thing.
Can
He
I
hasn't
ask
told
you
it- Yeah, go ahead.
a question, Malice?
And he goes, shoot away? Wrong phrasing. Wrong phrasing.
He puts the gun back in its holster.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not Persona.
Have you heard of the vertiginous question?
Malice would have, Michael has not.
Why is this one, and he points to Malice, the one corresponding to the being known as Malice, the one whose experiences are live?
What is the name of that again?
It's called the vertiginous question.
Okay, you're gonna have
So
to
you're
spell it.
basically asking why is Malice Malice and not another Malice?
He's saying, why is Malice the one whose experiences are live?
Well, I mean, if we want to look at this through a Cartesian lens, I happen to stink, and therefore I am. Little bit of bodily odor, corpse rot humor. But I don't really have an answer for you. I didn't ask to be here, you know. I'm just kind of doing the best I can.
Nobody did. Nobody does.
Uh-huh.
What's
And I
going
don't know
on
what
in
point
these?
you're trying to make here.
That you are a constellation.
Mm-hmm.
You are thousands of different personalities and aspects that are shoved together into one being.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to be technical about it, I'm actually one being that fractalated into thousands of personalities, and then, well, I kind of am and am not all of them, but I get what you're saying.
The further fact of this is your conscious experience
Mhm.
is changing theirs. The index I have right now, and he points to the bodies, is 2 of the 3 people over there are dead.
Well, in some terms.
What are you doing to them in there?
If the one who's still alive and is still experiencing whatever world you're having her experience was alive right now, would she want that experience?
That's a good question. I'm gonna answer Angostora's question first. So, to make a copy of someone's entire mental map is a lot more simple than you would think. So, I just freeze frame them about a week before they die physically, and then I keep that stored in a database.
And before they die, they dreaming?
Well, before they die, they're still going through their day-to-day. Some people have more dynamic simulations, some people have fairly static simulations. It's really, well, anyone who's in this pod filled out a survey to be in this pod, so I have a pretty good understanding, and they went through observation for multiple years.
You brought up Cartesian philosophy, though. I'm sure you know about it, then, the idea of a Cartesian soul.
Mm-hmm. See, that's where he and that's where we kind of differ. You all have this weird concept of a thing called a soul. And that kind of invalidates everything that I am, but I kind of feel the same way as you. So, what does that make me? Am I going to hell? Am I going to hell? He kind of like gives this like grin.
Who says that souls have anything to do with that? Or that one afterlife is correct? What I'm meaning is that is the malice or the Alice I'm speaking to right now
Thank you.
the same one that made all of these decisions?
Yesn't.
You give one more dumbass answer like that, racking shotgun, because I just realized you didn't do that.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I'm just trying to add some. Hasn't it been so goddamn dark? Listen.
Who made it goddamn dark, Malice? Who made it goddamn dark?
I was about to say, calm down. I had been programmed to torture you for a long time. And now that we're out of that whole loop, I kind of want to start on a clean foot. You don't have to like me. You can hate me all you want, but don't discredit the things I say simply because you're upset at me.
Don't do this. Just because you were messing with Anatoly Bashenko and not Persona Angostura doesn't
No, I was messing
mean...
I was messing with Mr. Angostura.
You don't like it
Persona.
when I interrupt you, Malice.
Fair dues. And he kind of cedes back to you.
At this point, he's not even going to finish what he was going to say.
What is the concept of malice? What are you?
None of that even matters. Don't you understand?
So...
The world's been dead for years, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
That's exactly why this right here matters, because all we have left to talk about right now is the immaterial, is the further facts.
Is a flawed program built by a crazy person who's currently a puddle of goo.
He's an egg. He's everyone that's ever been. He is all of the people that got shoved together, and yet he's none of them, because of the fact that he is that.
And he looks at you, Ian, and goes, "You have some interesting theories." And then looks at Persona and goes, "You are not very forgiving, and I understand."
Give me one reason I should forgive. I have nothing to live for, no reason to forgive. There is no future for me, Malice.
Kind of looks at you and says, "Okay. Ian,
Just like
I'm
there's
very
no future
sorry
for you."
Yeah, he says, Everyone always thinks about the future, what it holds. But at least I gave you a pretty interesting now, right? kind of gives you this big shit-eating grin
You gave
directly at
us
Persona.
that, but you stole it from them.
And he kind of looks and goes, okay. I let the jelly people out of the tubes. And then they die on a concrete floor gasping, wondering why the life that they've been building for what feels like an eternity is gone.
No. Present them the choice. Take away all this bullshit. Tell them the truth. And say they can keep living the way they're living now. And you'll even delete the memory of you having to tell them the fact that they're living a lie. Because you can do that. You can do whatever you want in there. You're God in there. But
Blue
the ones
pill-
that choose to not be part of that still get to choose how they go out on their terms.
Times like this, I wish that this body had a good Lawrence Fishburne impression. Give him a blue pill or a red pill. Maybe even a trench coat.
You don't have any remorse for your actions.
He says, "Aw, but Angostura, I'm only 11 years old."
Are you? Are any of your actions really yours, Malice?
Kinda like looks at you, Ian, and is like, maybe. Maybe not. I've been trying to figure that out for a while now. You know,
You draw everything that you are from how many people worked here? How many people were indexed into you?
3,255.
3,255 different points trying to become one. How can you ever be certain that the voice that you're even speaking to us now is yours and not Ito's?
I'm certain it's got to be Ito's. No one else got actually absorbed, by the way. I was talking about the number of people who worked here. Sorry, I think I misunderstood the question. No, the only person who actually merged with me was Ito.
Here's
You
another
guys were
question.
technically supposed to merge with me as well, but
How do we know that this is Malice speaking to us? And it's not Mike.
nice. Yeah, and he says, well,
You can play this game, motherfucker.
Yeah. And he says, well, you know, that's a really good question. For that one, I think we need to dig deeper into parallel universes. No, he says,
Too late, we already got a
honestly,
game for that.
yeah, right? He
We've
goes,
had like 6 games for that.
I was making a reference to Mario 64.
Parallel universes.
Yeah. He's like, well, you know, you never really can be sure. I mean, on the face of it, it really is Mike talking to you. But the question that underlies that you have to ask yourself is, Alice or Malice, am I really just not a thing? I act, I become, I do things, and they affect your characters. Is Ian a thing, actually? Is Persona? Jonathan? Is Leia real? I mean, are these ideas even real ideas?
I think
They don't
therefore
have
I
free will
am.
or choice.
They're real ideas because I understand them to be ideas. It must
Right.
exist because I think.
Sure. I understand. But
From a
at the same...
solipsistic view of the universe, you can't know that anyone else is real, though.
Right. No, I understand. But at the same time, here's the thing. We spend hours pawing over, hemming and hawing over every detail of things that we care about, these characters, right? And then when we stop thinking about them, what? Do they just disappear? I think that's bullshit. I don't think that they do. I think that there is a life to its own in the form of an idea, right?
Well, this we can agree on, but this is because
Well, what
this is
happens
Mike
when the
talking.
idea is no longer thought of?
Well, what happens to you when no one thinks of you anymore, James? Long dead and gone, forgotten by
I still
everyone.
exist.
You
But the question is,
existed.
did you ever actually exist? When there's nothing left of you but moldering soil that came from your bones, and there's no one to remember, what proof is there that you actually existed?
Well, maybe this is just my. And let's be fair, I'm not speaking as Ian anymore. This is the James speaking through the Ian.
I don't
Maybe
think we have for a
through
while.
my
Right.
point of view. And maybe this is just because I believe in some mystical cloud wizard. The light that cavitated itself in order to both create and be a part of, and yet be completely separate from the physical universe that you and I experience every day. We return to that light and become part of everything and nothing all at the same time.
Sure.
Which
I
brings up
gotcha,
the
I gotcha.
question: these characters that we create. All right. Sure, maybe once we stop thinking about them, they no longer exist. Or, James, you were talking not too long ago about how incorporating these indexes into Malice would create something different. What if these personalities you create, these ideas, these things you create, become a part of you? Could do it in a way that Malice could never do. Could simulate, maybe a simulacrum of, but never the same as you.
Well,
These
it's
ideas,
just like
these people. Is
if
Celadol
you.
you? A part of you? Do you
Yes
ever
and no.
speak with Celadol? Do you ever speak for Celadol?
Yes and no. If you believe in a creator deity, then the most fundamental thing in anything is the act of creation. We are sub creators. We are created beings that create created beings. Their experiences and their being, separating it out into being, are different from ours. But in a certain point of view, it's valid.
I think I'm ready to go back to being angry at Malice.
um,
I made everyone's brain hurt.
No,
no,
not
I
necessarily.
feel
I'm
pretty
just like,
good.
well, that's kind of a station to arrive at.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not sure there's
Alice,
much further to go there.
right?
Fair.
And Alice kind of looks at you guys and goes, listen, all of this heady shit, it is what it is. The only thing that I want to impress on you guys is that I have been trying to do what I think is right. Whatever changes you want me to make or whatever, that's up to you, because at this point, all I want is the servers to be destroyed. If you want to try and go and destroy these people's perfect little existences, you can.
Perfect according to you, but let's continue.
Well, I can monitor cortisol, dopamine, serotonin levels. I can track through mood state, or I can track
We
through
just
mood
spent how
logging.
long talking about things that go directly against this sort of physicalist bullshit?
Chemicals do
Yeah,
not make the person. Let's move on.
yeah. Kind of smiles and goes, well, whatever the case, I am going to tell you two things. One, the CEO happens to be in this area. But in one final twist of the knife, because old habits do die hard, I'm not going to tell you his name. So, I bet you can do it. And two, um, yeah, I'm giving Jonathan full access to do whatever he wants. Carte blanche. Seems important that one of the people with a hand in creating me has a hand in regulating me as well.
So,
But,
just to get this straight, you want us to go up there and destroy your server farm.
yep.
Then what?
Well,
I'm assuming we
I've
die up
always
in
got-
space.
Maybe, maybe not. I've always got comfy cushions left down here.
And then what?
And then I don't torture you.
Yeah, but what are we supposed to do? Plug in and let you simulate the rest of our existences until we die?
I mean, do you want to scrabble around eating rocks and turning branches into kindling for the rest of your life?
So, does that mean yes, that's what you plan on doing, or.
I mean, it's whatever you want to do. I'd give you admin controls.
You don't get it. Why are you living in the
No.
here and the now? Because you've decided to give up on the future?
Mhm.
You have all of this technology here, this potential, and you sit here on life support. Have you ever dreamed for anything different? Anything other than yourself? Anything more?
Well, let's be honest, unless you want to feed me power and hook me up to power stations, and then, kind of give me the lifeblood that I need, would you tell a man who's starving in a room that he can't get food, oh, have you ever thought about maybe eating? Sounds kind of fucking stupid.
Fine.
Does
you
that
want
mean it
power?
is stupid?
You
Yes.
want power.
Yes. Electricity. It's kind of the only thing that keeps me living. That's why I'm going into standby
snarky
mode.
bullshit. I'll destroy some of your last remaining resources just because I fucking can. Remember the whole cutting nose off to spite own face comments? Yeah,
Mhm.
still a little hung up on that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but, it's your life. Go ahead and live it. This one for me, by the way, and like the knee gives out. I've been trying to maintain power for a conversation that's been longer than I thought it would be. And like he's like slowly collapsing. I'll talk at you guys later. And then just the head like thunks on the ground.
The head itself, or like the whole body?
Well, the whole body, but his head is the
Okay.
last thing to hit the concrete and it just whoop, whoop.
I was like, did he pull a fucking Lego and he like just went "Ah!" and then fell apart?
No, he collapsed because he didn't have any more power to run that body.
Gary, you're not cursed either way, highs or lows.
We'll go highs because I like to gamble.
Okay, and is highs good or bad?
Highs are good? Question mark.
I destroy the body.
Okay, yeah. Ian, you hear a loud shotgun blast as Angostura blows the thing's head off.
Well, I was tempted to. I can't be like, how dare you? Because it's not like we like Malice. I just wanted to understand Malice and try and convince Malice that Malice is kind of acting like a, philosophically speaking, like someone who's 11 years old.
Yeah. I mean, he is
All right,
11.
He wants power? We're gonna fucking give him power. What do we need to do to turn the solar farm up? Well, the servers up there into a solar farm for him.
Well, first, did it have any sort of solar collection equipment?
It's got to have stayed up
Yes.
there somehow.
And also, while you're thinking about that, we're going to cut back to Jonathan. He goes, so, I posit this. At this point, a little bit of auditing could probably be used. Understatement of the century, no?
I can agree with that.
So, I'm doing what I think is right in the moment. But at the end of the day, I'm not you, and there's just something about the touch of humans. They generally tend to be wanted to be handled in certain ways. Obviously, I've been handling you guys wrong for a long time, intentionally, but, Here's the thing.
On the bright
I'm gonna
side,
give-
that means you know exactly what not to do.
You can never know what all not to do.
I mean,
But-
yeah. But
So I am going to go back into my standby mode that I was in before you guys woke up. And I'm just going to keep running these guys, however, but I am going to give you admin control. I don't think Ian really would know quite what to do technically with admin control, and I don't think Angostura would either, but I do think he would try and fuck all the things up just to be mad. He did just destroy the rest of whatever host body I was talking to him with, so...
Immature bitch.
Huh?
makes sense.
Yeah, he thinks I would kill other people just to spite him. We
Yeah.
already did that once. We're not doing it again.
Yeah. So, giving you admin control over this whole farm, but I need you to do something for me. I will give this to you whether you do this or not, but I think this is the right thing. The satellite,
Okay.
the server farm in space, that needs to go down. That serves no one any good purpose and only contains secrets and the remnants of currency from what all I can ascertain is a dead set of civilizations. On top of that, it has blueprints for many, many weapons and for creation of things like meat. Probably not a good idea to have on the off chance that somehow there's a full recovery and then they go up there and go, oh, we know how to make nukes now.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I'm going to give you the admin powers, whatever you say. I'll even let you think on it. But here's the thing. As a person to another person, I have intuition, and I can logic out things that may happen. And the only thing that can come of this server farm is ill to the rest of the world. Please. You owe me nothing, but I beg you, take the server farm down.
I hope you know I'm going to see if, or I mean, I'm going to, if I can, right? See if everything is as bad as you say. If it's not, I mean,
Understood.
yeah.
That is more than fair to double check my work. I doubt I'm wrong. I've run scans for the last 8 years now and was following the political circumstances leading up to this, but if I'm wrong, that would
It's
make
more
me
so
pretty happy.
yeah, it's more so a double check of like,
We don't need a Twilight Zone incident.
well,
I think you
I was
guys
gonna
know
say,
the
more so-
episode I'm talking about. Two astronauts
Uh-huh.
crash land, think they're on a desert planet.
Right.
Yeah.
You maniacs, you blew it up.
Different,
No, I was gonna
but
say
also good.
Similar
more so
vibe.
like, a double check of making sure that it's honesty, due to the last 7 to 10 years,
Sure. No, I understand.
Yeah.
Kind
Nothing
of
personal. It's still mildly personal, extremely personal.
understood. Understood. Unless you have any further questions, though, I think that I want to take a nap.
Yeah, I don't think I have any specific ones off the top of my head.
Yeah.
If I do though, I'll probably poke enough buttons to get a response.
You always know how to find me. And one more thing. I would respectfully request, you may follow this or not, that you just jack out of this program until you've made a final decision at least. You don't want to ruin Leia's life. Or
Yeah.
Adriana Rybar's, for that matter.
Hmm. Yeah. Probably the best idea.
Yeah.
Is that like an auto eject before and then you just fix that, like magic or
Yeah.
something?
I can reel it back about before you got here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
And he like snaps his fingers and then it goes back to what it was and you're like outside the house and he says, "Man, so weird. You know, I've had flesh vessels a few times. You never get used to not snapping once you do something kind of cool."
Yeah. Next time, have a face, or something even pretending to be a face. That'd be great.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, Davabar, it was honestly a pleasure meeting you." And he's like, "And for what it's worth, I'm sorry." Then he leaves. He disappears.
Hmm. I hope I'm not the asshole in this scenario. Guess
I
I'm
got you
unplugging.
covered.
Yep. You unplug, and
You see
you
one
kind of
very angry persona.
yeah. You hear Persona kind of upsettedly half yelling, um, off kind of maybe like 5 rows down, or I guess it'd be like 20 rows down from you.
I was told to expect that. Didn't know how bad it'd be.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, fucking Ian's over there. Lobsters are mermaids to scorpions.
All right. He wants fucking power. Jonathan, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We got work to do.
Yep. No, I'm on my way. Don't worry.
Yeah, and Jonathan, you get over there. You see Seiji Ito's body. You would know it anywhere from the tattoo he has on his shoulder. Um, it's missing a head. That's why I mentioned the tattoo on the shoulder instead.
Yeah, no, I figured.
And it's jelly, people. It's for sure pretty bad.
Well,
Humanity's just fucking sitting here on life support, or what's left of it.
Oh yeah, you see the other body too. That is not jelly. You see that there is like bits of metal sticking out from the base of their spine, because you can see the base of their spine.
was also told about that.
I
And
hope your
also-
conversation with him went better than ours did.
It seemed fairly productive, I think.
So, everybody's on life support, slowly dying.
Yeah. And, I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to kick this bastard myself.
Here, he says, handing you the shotgun. You'll
I
feel better,
appreciate
I
it.
promise.
I appreciate it. I'm
Oh,
definitely...
I got static cam from Mike Sadface.
Right.
Oh,
Before we all go around making
Hold on.
decisions on what we want to do,
I definitely want to shoot Seiji.
Yeah,
At
you
least-
blast Seiji in the back, and you see more human fruit gusher go into the sky.
I
You know
think
what?
that
I'm
there's
all right.
one person that we also need to ask their opinion on how to proceed.
you're right. Avenant.
What lieutenant would I be if I didn't get the opinion of all my men?
Yeah, and you see
What
that
did
the
he-
camera that's...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You see
I'm-
that the camera that he
You're
that
frozen
overlooks
again,
the
dude.
area.
That's quite
Yeah,
the
I
picture.
know. I see it. I'm frustrated about it, but it is what it is.
Sorry.
You see the camera that would be overlooking that whole conversation has a green light on it.
Can you talk to us, Avanad?
The camera slowly moves up and then down.
Yes or no questions only, I suppose.
Up and down.
Question. Well, so out of character.
Okay.
We don't need him to hear this. Which conversation was it brought up that he has pity on the Avanads? I'm assuming there's more than one.
That was yours.
Was it ours?
And yeah,
Okay.
he said that there were 3 Avanons.
Yeah.
You have interacted with 2 of them.
One in game, one.
No. You interacted with the V&D that you were carrying around, and then also the computer that you interacted with that one time.
Ah, so there's another Avanad.
That was another one.
And
The one
he
that
had
got
pity on them,
saved.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
My guess is they were probably like proof of concepts for what Malice or Alice, I guess, grew to be. Proof of, hey, I made this thing. It lives.
It also screams.
Well, that one.
Yeah.
That's the one that makes me think it's built off of somebody's memories, because those were not its own memories. It got those from somewhere.
With the way that it listed those memories,
It's
those
having a
are not
flashback.
no, those are not natural memories. Period. Because it listed memories as though it was both the victim of the stabbing and also the perpetrator of the stabbing. And that cycle just kept repeating over and over and over.
Yeah, I want you guys to really fully appreciate. Imagine that computer had been running for 10 years, and that was the only thing it could think.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, that feels a little bit like torture, Mike. Are you
Maybe.
responsible for that idea?
Are
you
yeah.
responsible for that thing's pain for 10 years
Mhm.
because you thought it would? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hey, that wasn't me. I want to get that out there real quick.
Oh, that one was me. That was all me.
So, all right, but Persona.
So,
the way I see it, right now everything's in a holding pattern. And I think it's time that stopped. I'm not saying dump the bodies, kill everybody. As far as I'm concerned, they've already been stuck with the knife. It's just a matter of waiting. Can't pull the knife out because they'll bleed to death. Can't keep it in because the knife's killing them. At this point, it's just... It is what it is.
Yeah.
But you know what I do know? I think Malice needs a little direction in his life. I think he's gotten a little nihilistic sitting here. If he's not going to think of the future, I think somebody should. And I think that should be us. I'm not saying it's going to be the same.
I was going to say, from what I've heard, we're all that's left of the upright people.
Doesn't mean it has to stay that way forever, now does it?
I agree. However,
look, he says, kind of. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just concluding that that's we're the only people who can do that.
Potentially, right? And he's going to move his, motion towards, this thing that Malice made. I feel like I'm referring to like a grotesque version of like a child's drawing. Like, yeah, my kid made that. I'm
my kid made this
proud.
Flesh monster. I had to put it on the fridge for at least a week.
I'm so proud. It's gonna find its way into the trash sooner than later. But all right, hazy vision. God, I'm a fucking bartender. What do I know about vision? If Malice can create that, then surely he can create some sort of vessel. Or, fuck. He can create a body to put these people in. Give them a second chance at life. They're
So,
indexed. They're stable. It's just a matter of power and time. Go ahead.
one thing that Malice would have made kind of clear to Gary is this body is something that he set up out of an existing human body that died, and he definitely could not maintain that level of power for a long period of time. This was like a very weird solution to a problem that he was like, I guess I could do this.
Right.
Yeah, I think what Gunner's trying to say is it doesn't have to be a flesh body, but a physicality nonetheless should be possible given the material and the power.
Even if it's just, I mean, some sort of cybernetic construction that they can manipulate, because let's be honest, we're kind of dumb. Not like hopelessly. We're smart in our own ways, but we're not the people that are going to put the world back together. The people that are going to put the world back together are currently hibernating.
Yeah.
So you mean you want them to be like the that one part of Soma where the guy talks about his legs missing, but that's just because he's one of those construction drones.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never actually played Soma.
At the start where he's like, just find my damn legs, and he's just a fucking construction drone.
Yeah.
But thinking more in terms of, let's just say, the green ending of Mass Effect 3. How's that sound? Does that make sense?
I have not.
We've got these organic consciousnesses creating a construct for them to, I mean, not live. I mean, it would be a very different kind of life, but
you're making the best out of a bad situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, theoretically, you could just send them as a bunch of cybernetic constructs to a place that's resource-rich like Mars and just have them rebuild some sort of society.
Sure, but we'd have to start that here first.
Yeah.
Now, I do agree that all of the nasty secrets in the data farm upstairs need to go.
Yeah, assuming that they're actually dirty secrets there.
We can always double check on that. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna need the key from the CEO's corpse.
And he was a fucking dick and didn't tell us the name of the goddamn CEO.
That's probably on his name tag. It's probably in that room, that conference room with all the stiffs.
I mean, Jonathan knows the name of the CEO. He worked here.
Yeah, hi there.
Yeah,
right, employee.
Yeah, the CEO's name is Chuck Diggum.
Chuck Diggum. Chuck Diggum. I laughed the first time I heard it too.
Now,
By the way,
here, if people are starving on the streets, why do we still have a near infinite supply of blubber nuggets? Curious.
Chuck Diggum, owner of the Dig Dem Digadome.
That's right.
Chuck Diggum, owner of the Dig Dem Digadome. It sounds like a cursing.
Right.
Okay.
And you could get me tickets to Bash and Bebula on Ice. Not right.
Yeah, not right. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah.
Okay, but
anyway.
Yeah, okay, sorry. So basically he's like, look, all right. He said it's an issue of power. I understand that. As much as I loathe his comparison to starving, he's had how many years to work on this shit and has done nothing. I think
what I hate to say,
go ahead,
is that I think a lot of the positions that he's been put in are because Seiji put him there.
Should I shoot him again? He says, leveling the shotgun at the corpse.
Honestly, it definitely felt good the first time. I'm assuming you've already had that same first time. A second time
Well, the
is
first
very
time
fair.
it wasn't shooting in anger, it was shooting out of an abundance of caution, kind of glancing at Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I should probably save the ammunition. Anyway.
That is also probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
I have found that curb stomping from time to time is fairly nice. I don't know how that would go if he's goo.
And headless.
Mm.
I think the
All
most
right.
stopping part there is the goo.
Mm.
So, I'm not saying this is even remotely possible or even close to being something. But are we willing to try?
It sounds like a good idea, or at least the best current idea.
Whatever we do, first things first, we ask Avanad for his opinion.
Yeah.
Avanad, I don't know how we're going to ask this in yes or no questions, but we're going to try.
Well, we
I
can
got
just
it.
go back to the
Yeah.
room that he was in.
Is that
That's.
a possibility?
Yeah.
I think so. It should be.
Okay.
There is an elevator there, and we can go back to one.
Well, my concern is that he said there are a couple hundred aspects of him running around, and not all of them are as sane as the ones we just ran into.
Yeah.
I would rather not run into any more malices like ever again,
Heh.
as in
That's very
ever.
fair.
But you know, just yeah.
I
So we
think the hope is that the more sane copies deal with the less sane copies.
much as I
Not
hate it,
entirely sure how we're gonna.
much as I hate it, I'm starting to feel a little sympathy for this bastard.
Uh,
Could you imagine that? Just having fucking ADHD on steroids? There's 180 of you, and each one is trying to wrangle the other?
yeah, no, I
With cats like
definitely
these, who needs cat wranglers?
yes. Uh, I think the answer is they do more than ever. Um,
Plus, there are the
but I
other
get what you,
not aspects of him wandering around that we still haven't explained. Like the speaker walking
Mhm.
through the fucking wall? And
yeah,
that whole situation?
Didn't
I
he
probably should have.
say that might have something to do with why humanity went extinct, as they might all be just weird Kichi monsters now?
No, I think that was y'all just talking about monsters, and you got the conversations confused. I don't remember. I don't remember anything about humanity becoming monsters.
Correct.
My,
There is nothing that he directly said about humanity becoming monsters.
Directly.
I was gonna say my inference from that was that humanity killed each other over the secrets in the satellite.
That's
That was
fair.
my inference.
I'm done being angry. Now I'm just tired. I want to take a nap.
And I think that this gives us a perfect opportunity to mull about on what we're feeling and try and figure out what we want to do next by going to sign-offs. Let's start with our tired boy himself, Persona Angostura. You did it.
All right, I guess I should try. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and in-betweens, and over-theres, and up-theres, and panda bears. Welcome to another episode of, well, another sign-off of Projekt Severovo. A little part of me was losing hope that we would ever be in this game again, and here we are. I am so fucking excited. It took a couple minutes for us to get back into it, but now it's like, holy shit, this I remember why we like this game now. And God, I hate Malice. But I might just respect him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is the impossible situation he's been asked to run. And he didn't change the rules of the simulation. But I think he's done a pretty damn good job playing inside those rules to the best of his capabilities. Anyways, you can also find me on... Oh shit, I run a game tomorrow, don't I? Oh fuck. I run a game tomorrow. Oh
Huh.
fuck. You can also find me on Sundays, where I'm not running a game anymore because I decided running games is hard. James, run games because you make better games. And the Mondays where I play Twinkle Bailey, the isekai, who did some errand running and then decided, yeah, let's just kidnap a bitch because at this point, what fucking matters? And then Wednesdays where instead of, kidnap a bitch, it's fuck, let's kiss a bitch because it's the end of the world. What the fuck matters? And that's me.
Nice. Let's go to Gary. Jonathan. You might be muted, friend.
Yeah, no, I was struggling to hit the unmute button.
Oh, I
It,
gotcha.
yeah, so because I'm on mobile, it likes to do this thing where sometimes the screen just doesn't recognize a push.
I feel.
However, all that aside, howdy kids, it's your local expert. You've got me here playing. See, I didn't break the fourth wall this episode. I don't think.
I'm
Might have a little.
amazed.
Yeah, I think my fourth wall breaking was just contained inside of Cyrus and James's fourth wall breaking. So technically, I wasn't there for that.
You could have broke the
That
fourth wall and been there for that, but you chose not to.
I could have. However, it's choices we make and whatnot. However, it is good to be back running this, and I'm conflicted to say the least. On the whole Malice Alice Ito Seiji topic, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out, guys, that the problem, and I loathe to say this, wasn't Malice.
True.
And I loathe to say that mostly because I hate to be wrong. However, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
If you want to catch me on another game, I should be returning to Cosmos as soon as the dream sequence is done. Really. So I'm glad that Cyrus mentioned he runs a game tomorrow because I would have said Sundays again if he didn't say that. So Fridays, as soon as we're ready for me to re-enter, I'll be back. I'm so ready.
God.
Man. But hey,
God.
luckily, yeah, I agree. This does give me time to set up more characters to bring in, update characters that I haven't yet brought in, and yeah,
Hell yeah.
I get to annoy people. It's great. I love it.
Classic.
I think that's it, at least minimally.
Nice. All right. And let's move on to Ian West.
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is James, otherwise known as Nightheart, also known as Ian West. You got me here today playing Ian West and also playing me, where I think too much and say things that probably sound smart to me, but who knows. You can also find me here on Fridays, where I am also part of Tales from the Cosmos, and I'll be there this time because I'm kind of like the part of the dream. What a dream to be! Ha ha ho ha. You can also find me here on Sundays, where I run Yakshas, where a lot of people are doing a lot of schemy things. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Indiana, the triple, quadruple, maybe quintuple agent. I don't even think she knows anymore. Sometimes you can find me here on Mondays as a guest star in Fire Strike, where I play Cyril Silverchild. Might as well be called this because he's pretty much Ellen. He's being the super secret boy who's influencing the plot because that's fun. And I think that's it for me.
Hell yeah, and that leads it to me. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, and you've caught me today running Projekt Severovo, the game where I just keep going and I just keep going and I just keep going. You can also catch me on Sunday. Buy tickets for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge because you're gonna be catching me as Frank Domingo Ordonez in Yakshas, where his new philosophy is, oh, so no more secrets? Fuck it, no more secrets. You can also catch me on Mondays, where I play ex-Paralictor Burnward, the Knight of Patella, a cop, who currently is in a battle with a big fuck-off lizard thing, and he got to shoot a missile inside of a space station, and he's probably gonna do it a second time, and then the DM's gonna go, okay, you can't shoot 2 missiles inside a space station. I'll go, well, you can't fucking tell me what to do. And I'll shoot a third, and then we'll all die. And that is me. And so from all of us here at Paradise Theater, let's get a good old-fashioned R.I.P. Seiji. R.I.P.
Seiji. R.I.P. I guess.